books in 3 weeks. It is my birthday. It's been such a long time since I have been on camera again. Towards the end of April, I got all my wisdom teeth taken out. I have a little bit of bruising, so it's been a while since I've been able to like talk and sit down and not be in like any discomfort or pain. So anyway, I miss you guys, and it is the end of April and it is getting towards May, which is exciting because May is my birth month. My birthday is on May 6th, and a friend of mine's birthday is also on that same week. So I want to make my friend a bunch of handmade gifts, and so I thought I'd vlog some of that since I'm doing creative things again. And to celebrate May, I have some really fun sort of birthday theme wallpapers that I made for my Patreon. I made a like aquarium theme wallpapers for the month of May. So this is the desktop wallpaper, and I also made little party hats for the folder icons. As always, 2 phone wallpapers. And but yeah, these are the wallpaper bundle. Check them out on my Patreon. Also exclusive videos and exclusive content, and a monthly podcast too, so all lots of fun stuff on there. And with that out of the way, let's begin making some things. So these are all the things I'm going to need for making bracelets. A bunch of seed beads. These are letter beads, of course. My bead organizer here, a needlepoint plier that I'm just going to use to hold the string when I'm ready to tie it off. Scissors to cut the strings, and these are little gift bag things. Oh, and elastic, almost forgot to mention. And a lot of these I have mentioned in my favorite art supplies video. If you want a more detailed thing about them or on the prices, check out my favorite art supplies video. I have a whole like jewelry section in that video. Does this look like an M or a W? I'm looking for an M. Oh wait, actually, I think that's a W. I found her M. Yeah, this is definitely an M, and this is obviously a W. I thought it looked weird. The one on the left is obviously a W. Okay, try to do a little bit more filtering with the next one. There's some blues in here that I think mix really nicely. I think I'm gonna keep doing that, and then I'll begin with getting ready the string and making these. And might as well just speed this up because hand picking each color does take a while, and placing them on the thinnest string ever too, and then tying it off. And unfortunately I did break the first one that I was making. During the tie, I just tied it way too tight, and I just kept pulling and pulling to test it to see if it was still stretchy, and it just, it popped. It happens about 50% of the time, but it's okay. I just redid them, and this is basically how it happened. I was doing this a little too much, and it just, it popped. Then I finished, put them in the baggies, and we're good to go. And now it's time to do some painting. Speaking of my favorite art supplies video, somebody in the comments mentioned that I suggested that I should get a wet palette. I looked into it, and it's basically just a container with like wet paper towels and like wax paper, or you could also use palette paper, I think. So I searched around my art store and I found this metallic tin. We'll see how this goes. So I have most things out ready here, and I prepped the wet palette. I don't know if I did it right. We'll see. And I'll keep this closed until I'm ready to use it. I'm just going to reuse these to mix the colors, and then I'll put them in the wet palette and paint with those. I'm using this super bright blue and a bunch of water to make a wet underpainting underneath here, and saving a little bit of that blue in the palette in case I need it again. And I quickly realized that painting yellow over blue was probably a bad idea because well, that makes green. So I don't think I let the underpainting dry because it's a wet paint wash. And so you could see it's looking very yellowy green, but I didn't mind it. I just kept pushing through, and I thought that it sort of added to it. You know, like fish fins are pretty see-through, so I thought that helped a little bit of the realism. And then I wanted to get a head start on doing the background, which is just replicating what my digital drawing was this nice blue gradient, light blues into darker blues, and like this really nice like navy midnight sort of color. And doing this also allowed me to wait for this yellow to dry so I can continue. I spent quite a while just like layering on top of that yellowy green that was under there. I mixed a lot of goldfish, like bright goldy and orange colors, and then once that was all set down to pretty much a good base, I got started on the party hat. And the colors weren't matching with how I was wanting to go for, so you're gonna see a couple of color changes on this party hat. Adding that little bit of brown and that eye really brought it together. There's always the fun like little details that really make your painting pop. Eyes or highlights or a fun hue of a color. It always like really comes together, and that's one of my favorite parts of painting, just watching it come to life. As you can see, we have a purple party hat here. I did not end up going with this just because it wasn't like a nice purple. I just wasn't happy with the colors that I mixed for the hat. So I just continued on with the background, adding a second layer to all these blues because it was still looking a little washed out, and then mixing this nice light blue, like almost like a sky blue, to do the details around the fish to make it really glow. Okay, I think I'm ready for finishing touches, which is basically the stars. So last night I was looking at this painting and I love it so much, and I have another canvas in this exact same size. I think I might make myself my own goldfish and put it up on my wall. But I added some little lines for the fins just to make them look more like fins. I know it's not completely accurate, but I mean, it's a painting. I mean, it's a goldfish wearing a party hat. That's not accurate either. Fish don't wear hats. I have been drawing in my new, smaller sketchbook. A sketchbook tour of my last one will be out very, very soon. And this is the new sketchbook I have. Stickers from Ven's Room again. You can do this with colored pencils. Doing a color mixing guide. I did one with all of my Tombos. So it's basically a guide to tell you like which colors mix. Since I've been doing a lot of like portraits with them, I like to use more than one color, so I wanted to do like I wanted to figure out new color combinations, because when I did this one, this is like a purple over this yellow, and it's like this cool like gray color. So I wanted to do a whole thing with mixing them. So there's some nice mixing with the light green over some of these colors. Yeah, so that's been fun. I might do a little bit more of that today, but honestly, I've been doing a lot of reading. My friends and I, we did this last year too, are doing a reading challenge for the whole summer, just to like see who could read the most pages or the most words. Let me know if you'd like to see like a whole like book review thing, because I plan to read a lot of books. Currently I'm reading The Martian. Comments below if you'd like to see that. That'll be like in the end of the summer. But yeah, let me know if you want to see that. For the varnish, I am using Liquitex Acrylic Medium's Gloss Medium, and it's mostly for like, it's advertised as best for like blending and glazing or adhesive, and it says like it increases the color and stuff like that. I never use it for that. I've just sort of started using it for varnishing. I know it's probably not the right term, and I think it works pretty well. So the first two drawings I did were not that great, so I just decided to call them warm-up drawings. The third one, this one, I liked a little bit more, and what I basically do is just use a light color for the sketch and then fix it up with a darker color. And here's a tiny sketchbook review of my mini sketchbook of those pages that I did. Yeah, I use a lot of weird colors for these two. I tried to look back at my mixing guide to see like what other combinations I could do, and this one is probably my favorite. I haven't tried this light blue and this like cherry red before, and I think it looks really cute. A lot has happened in the last few days that I last sat down to speak with you. I have finished The Martian and another book in all that time. I finished Vicious too by V.E. Schwab. It seems like I must do a whole book review video at the end of this reading challenge, because I have a lot to say about the books that I have been reading. And I seem to be reading books very quickly. I read 4 books in 3 weeks. Also, since you know, the goldfish painting that I did, I was like, I should make one for myself because it's so cute. And I did, with the leftover paint that is still wet. So I think my wet palette did work. And I thought I could put it up, well, let me try to put it right there. And I'm thinking just like right here. Actually, let's see what this looks like right here, if it's too much in the way. How does that look? 9, 10. Feels pretty on there. Now there's this adorable little goldfish wearing a party hat in the back of my videos all the time. That's really nice. One more day till I can open these. I've been saving these to open for my birthday. While we're here, let's talk about which ones I would like. I would love the cheer bear. The funshine bear is also cute. The wish bear is cute. It'd be so cool to have the good luck bear, because the 4-leaf, the shamrock. Would honestly like any of these. I mean, these are all super cute. Yeah, I've been waiting to open those. It is my birthday, so we can finally open all these blind boxes. Yes, there's a new one there. In addition to the Smoko blind boxes, we have Pop Mart, a Peach Riot blind box to open. I've never had one of these. I've always wanted one. This is the Rush Hour series. I think I'm gonna start with this one, so let's give it an open. Packaging is so cute as always. Okay. Oh, it's the Funshine Bear. Oh, and they got their little heart butt cheek. Next is the birthday cake one. Oh, it's a pink bag. Oh no. Well, not oh no. I got the Hank Yeti Choco banana cake one. And finally, so cute, and I love the artwork and the designs. I'd be happy with any single one of these. Oh. Okay, there's an extra card. Fell on my lap. I'm not gonna look at it because I'm gonna be surprised. Okay. Oh, we got the barista one. I did get an accidental peek of this card. It's got the Frankie barista. Oh, the chain is real. It like literally moves. So cool. She's pouring like peach milk. Why is there a peach? Wow. But yeah, I'm happy with my blind box pulls. I didn't get anything I wanted though. Hope you enjoyed this little blind box haul, and I'll see you later. And that was the vlog. We did so many things and I talked way too much. I was just so excited to speak to you guys again. I've just been having so much fun vlogging and making things, and I cannot thank you guys enough for being here and supporting me and watching all the way into the end. Thank you to my patrons, and thank you for for watching this video. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you next time. Goodbye.